Hey all, Binks here, and today we're guarding the galaxy. In this Pool 2 only deck, we are utilizing all of the Guardians of the Galaxy that you can get before Pool 3. We have Mantis, who's going to steal a card from our opponent using her little antenna thingies. Rocket Raccoon, who's going to pull out all of his guns and start shooting like crazy to get a bit more power. We have Star-Lord yelling out his signature, "Got him!" to get 3 extra power at the location. The awesome Groot, making sure that we know his name and reaching his roots underneath to grab our opponent. And the incredible Gamora, slashing up to 12 power at only 5 energy to give us a huge advantage. Now this deck is just awesome. We're obviously going to be using these 5 main cards, but there's a lot of other pieces that are going to highlight these other cards and make sure everything works. First off, we have Storm. Storm's a 3 energy 2 power, one of the best Pool 2 cards that are available. It's going to flood a location and your opponent's going to know they can only play cards there the next turn. It's going to really help out our Guardians. You know, you're going to follow this up with a Groot, a Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon a lot of times to make sure that we're getting a little bit of an advantage and locking down that flooded location. For calling things out, we have our Professor X. You know, the Guardians are all about calling out where our opponents are going to play. Professor X is going to call out where our opponents maybe aren't going to play and just completely locking down a location. Works super well with this deck. Another thing with Professor X is if you lock down a location on turn 5 and you play a Guardian on turn 6, you have a much better chance because one of those locations is not going to be used. The other kind of more pieces that are just going to be kind of filler, we have Iron Fist, which works really well with stormed locations, and sometimes you want to get your Guardians of the Galaxy buffed but then move them to somewhere else, so Iron Fist does a really good job with that. Angela, just as always, an absolute powerhouse, going to get a little bit more power, help us win those lanes. Okoye is going to push our advantage of just having a lot of our cards be a little bit stronger, and then to wrap things up, we have Jessica Jones, just a great 4-drop, as well as Iron Man to double the power to location, which should be extra impactful if we're getting these Guardians to hit. Now this deck is super fun in Pool 2. It's probably not the most competitive, but I think that the Guardians and just like Professor X, calling out what your opponents are going to play are some of the biggest dopamine hits that you can get in Marvel Snap. So would super recommend trying out a deck like this once you unlock all these cards in Pool 2, seeing how it feels and just trying to have as much fun in this game as you possibly can. As always, if you're enjoying this content, make sure to hit a like button. If you are not subscribed yet, a bunch of people aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel and get awesome Marvel Snap content. Catch me live either here on YouTube or at twitch.tv/binks_plays. Enjoy. Okay, so we have a pretty solid 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't think with Atlantis, you usually want to play there first. So I think opponent's going to play middle. Or not at all. Not at all is fine too. Opponent was clean there. Yeah, opponent dumpstered us. That's fine. You just gotta take, like, if you just get beat that bad, you gotta take it on the chin and be okay with it. Oh, thanks, Soul Stealer. Yeah, we've been hitting some good records. We're almost at 1,000 on Twitter. We just hit 1,000 followers on YouTube or on Twitch. Space Throne, huh? We have Storm that can mess with the Space Throne. Give our opponent some troubles. Mantis over on Atlantis. Mantis on Atlantis. Space Throne is nice for my deck because it helps me call things out a bit better. Dude, I feel like if it's me, I'm putting Thor in the Space Throne there all day, dude. Slam that or Jessica Jones left. If they hold off on playing Space Throne until the very end of the game, we could Gamora there, and Gamora's pretty nasty, right? Get wrecked, by the way. Gamora's a pretty nasty drop on the Space Throne at the end of the game. Or we could just Professor X it right here. Professor X snap. Iron Man left next turn. The problem with snapping there is that sometimes it calls out to your opponent what's going on. Be a little bit scary. Nice. Nice. Very good, chat. Rip. Black Panther is not in the game yet, no. People believe he will be in the game in the next battle pass, myself included. I'm gonna Rocket Raccoon middle because they're always gonna play middle here. God damn it, chat. Why do I do this? Every time I call out that things are gonna happen in a certain location and they don't. I feel like a silly man, chat. I feel like a silly dude. We're gonna Angela and then we're gonna Groot over there. We're gonna get well ahead. Forge? What the heck? Okay. Now chat, not as bad as you may think. Okay? You might look at that and think that's terrible. We have Storm in this deck. Storm wins this. Storm wins this. I'm gonna say it's Shiri since it's gonna be the new Battle Pass. Since she's gonna be the new Black Panther. That's probably true. You gotta imagine that both of them are gonna come out though. Black Panther is one of the biggest names in the MCU that's not around. Like they always say, oh, I'm a terrible man. I wanna play nothing. Very interesting choice. I got the Human Torch and I got Electro, which is an absolutely nightmarish card to get. But it's fine as long as we get Storm. Yeah, as long as we get Storm, we're fine, chat. So we just do this. Lock down Atilian. There's no way they're getting +7 power here. Saw a BP card somewhere that when revealed doubles the power. Yeah. There's a lot of cards that been kind of disclosed as to what they are. So we're gonna Professor X left, then Jessica Jones left, or Professor X middle, Win middle, Jessica Jones left, and then Storm right, and then we profit. We profit, chat. They'll never expect the Storm. No one ever does. And if they do, then like hats off to them. Opponent is taking their sweet time. It's another thing, reason that Storm is pretty sweet. In decks like this. Oh no. They'd be crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Black Panther looks kind of spooky. I also want to do Exodia combos with it. It's gonna be very fun. Opponent could also like play right, like knowing that I'm gonna try and Storm, but it's pretty hard to know that. The fuck would they do that? They could also be aiming to do the same thing, right, though? But I don't think that this deck that they're playing would have any kind of location disruption. Nice. Always remember, Chad, bar with no name. You can really surprise people at the end of the game. Really surprise people at the end of the game, chat. Get that sneaky little Storm over there, get rid of the bar with no name text, and then just win on points. I think we skipped turn 1. I don't think they're going to play a 1-drop. That's just what my mind's eye is saying right now. And then turn 2 is Star-Lord. Opponent usually is going to try and get to the Baxter building early. So we'll get Star-Lord out there. Oh, Mysterio comes down. Very interesting. Mysterio, very good against a Guardians deck. Or very good for a Guardians deck, rather. Look at some Monster Metropolis over there on the right. Let's poke Angela down over here on the left. They've been doing that thing where the ad looks nothing like the game, though. I mean, I don't know. I guess in most of the ads that I've seen. Okay, so it looks like the fake Mysterio is here. It also looks like they're probably going to be doing destroy things there, so we can go ahead and take that. Maybe just get both of them out there. That feels kind of nice. Then if we want to next turn, we could just lock down Baxter Building with Professor X. Click it. Rescue. I think we're definitely going to Professor X here then. And then we could just like Iron Man Gamora over on the left, and then it's going to be very hard for our opponent to take us down. This is a Killmonger. We feel a bit iffy, but we are stopping them from blowing up their hood. Yeah, I think that we just feel pretty good about going here, here. And then finish it out with a Gamora. It snapped on us, huh? What are they thinking that they have such a big advantage on us on? Very interesting that they're so sure they have an advantage over here. Juggernaut? They don't get to play their Juggernaut. We can actually No, I don't think the Juggernaut will be good. They'll probably play in both locations. Yeah, we went pretty hard left, so like even though our opponent stormed, we just decimated them over on the left still. GG's. Yeah, we were just full getting rid of that Monster Metropolis. And someone had mentioned the Storm and the Limbo. Yeah, opponent did that exact same thing. Try to sneak this in. A pretty big power play with the Mysterio down there, getting 14 power. But we were able to beat it with the Mantis Iron Man. Iron Man's really good with Baxter building because it gives us some extra push. Mindscape, hate it. Opponent also hates Mindscape, so they usually play on top of it. There we go. There's the reads. There's the reads, chat. What's up, Demon? Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. It's our first Rocket Raccoon read of the day. Baron Mordo. Opponent's playing... I don't even know what the opponent's doing. They're freaking me out. Have any Maw, huh? Let's get weird with it. Let's get weird with it, chat. Let's get weird with it. Yeah, Ronin deck is usually what I expect. It's definitely a Ronin deck, but they played on Nowhere. Just kind of interesting choice. Also, if they're a Ronin deck and Mindscape's out here, it's like, who knows what's gonna happen. Okay, we'll storm right, and then get ready to Gamora it next turn. Why not storm the Mindscape? I currently can't because of Ebony Maw, but Mindscape works against both players, right? Mindscape hurts my opponent just as much as it hurts me. Let's see if opponent gives on flooding or tries to fight for it. Like, Gamora's pretty disgusting on here. Angela and Demon, not gonna be enough. You'd think it would. Not gonna be enough against the Gamora though. So opponent has to put down 16 power over on the left. I have no idea how they do it with my hand. Yeah, you can like say like, oh, why don't you just storm the Mindscape? But like, sometimes you don't need to storm the Mindscape, you know? Your opponent just kind of takes care of that for you. Gotta imagine, like, I don't know. They shouldn't have any way to beat that. They can't do anything over here. Is there any way I can get any extra power over on the right? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, opponent just retreats. Probably correct. Why not Mindscape? Well, I wouldn't have been able to play my Ebony Maw then. And like I said, I mean, like, what's the point of getting rid of the Mindscape? Like, like Mindscape, you're just like, oh, I don't want to have Mindscape because it messes me up. It messes your opponent up too, right? You know, it's a mirrored effect. All right, we'll go to Angela. Antis, right? I like Groot over there. Should always get the win. Okay, we stole their rogue, which is kind of nice. This is probably a Mr. Negative deck. Just depends some days though, you know? Like some days I just need to... This will also be good because this gets us closer to our Gamora, which is going to be like our key card to win this game. Suppose my grinding Moon Dino, so Mindscape is a death sentence? Yeah, they were playing a Ronin deck, so it's actually like... They were giving me cards on purpose, so it's like, kind of like the opposite. Like, it's kind of nice for us that I was doing that stuff. Plays Angela and Mysterio. Could very well be the 5-power one, which would still put us ahead. We did not get to our Gamora, but we have Rocket Raccoon, Jessica Jones, which is pretty nice. One could play Magic here, would be my expectation. Or Sarah. One could definitely be playing Sarah here. They're playing some kind of Sarah Miracle deck. They have a lot of the Sarah Miracle cards. Rogue definitely fits into that. I don't really have a good Rogue trigger though. So no Magic, no Sarah probably. Kind of interesting. Dracula, huh? Look at that Ant-Man. Our best win condition here. One has 4 cards in hand. They don't have the Sarah down. Not sure what they're aiming to discard with this Dracula, but I have to be kind of at least aware of it. Currently their bishop, if this is the real Mysterio, will win. Dracula's really good. Dracula's pretty mean. Pretty mean card. Like, Rogue just feels so bad. Rogue Storm. It's either I play an Iron Man somewhere. I think I Iron Man right. Maybe if I Iron Man right. Right feels like my best play. It's tough. Gonna win middle, most likely, it looks like. This card's the smallest card. This is Maximus. And we're still well ahead on the right side. So even if they get a big Dracula, it's fine. And getting that Star-Lord out on turn 2 is really nice. Very important. Very important to get that out on turn 2. Got a couple of big hits. The Groot hit was really big. The Raccoon. Yeah, Avengers Compound just really pairs well with Guardians. War used to be like the worst card in the deck when I played this deck originally with like Drax and stuff. Back when it was like it's like a 5/6 that got to a 5/10. Now it's a 5/7. Okay, we have the 3 energy 5 power. Oh, thanks Iron Man for showing up one roll too late. She was a 5/6 that turned into a 5/10, and now she's a 5/7 that turns into a 5/12. So much better. We're just gonna YOLO Professor X. We're gonna YOLO Professor X on the right. Chat. Why? Why, chat? Why? Chat, why? I do have all the cards, Exaline. I do, in fact, have all the cards. Why, chat? Well, why? That was such a good play. Iron Man always late when Peak shows up. Never, yeah, hits the turn you're about to play. Draw at the turn you're about to play Mr. Negative. Every time. The only thing they did was like make my Gamora worse. And then I discard the only other card that got good. Opponent also like might be playing a Mr. Negative deck. No, they're probably a Patriot deck. No, they are a Mr. Negative deck and they got the Peak. Holy dude. We're gonna Iron Man and then we're gonna storm. We're gonna storm, chat. We're gonna storm the limbo. We're gonna storm the limbo on turn 6. I think if we storm the limbo on turn 6, we actually have a really good chance to win. So probably just like play out like one card or something on turn 6 to get ready for a crazy play.
I am Iron Man.
See chat, see what we can do it. Star-Lord Iron Fist right? If they play anything right, it needs to be more than 8 power. I think they play Sarah out this turn. Sarah's not quite enough. Sarah's not quite enough. Look at that, chat. That's a good one right there. That is a good one, chat. That one feels good. Feels good to absolutely dumpster the Sarah negative deck. We end the game on my terms. Nidvalier. Opponents love playing 1-drops on Nidvalier. It's like their favorite thing to do. Ah, you're fine, you're fine. Opponent chose not to do it. It's pretty messed up. Pretty messed up from our opponent. We gotta keep playing stuff out though. Opponent always plays Nidavellir second turn, of course. Always the choice. There we go. Second time's the charm, chat. Got him. He's Daredevil. Okay. Daredevil's tough because they're not going to have too many cards to use. I have to skip turn 3 though, which really sucks. Opponent has to skip turn 3 too though. Can't feel all that bad about it. Try and get some action going on the raft. Probably Destroyer deck. Daredevil. Usually when you see Daredevil, what they've been playing, it seems Destroyers. We'll know when the next card. I don't know. The leader variant's dope, dude. Leader avatar is dope. I've wanted it for a long time. Okay, so we kind of want to play around. And any other card would have been so nice for the raft here, but we just don't have anything. It's just Professor X left. I mean, like, what does the opponent do to beat that? They just let it. They must just let it happen, right? There's no way they have enough cards to beat that. Very shocking. They'll probably just do it middle, huh? They just do Professor X middle. Vision? Vision's not that scary. It's probably enough to win, right? A lot. Iron Man's a good card. Iron Man often gives you enough juice to get over the top. You need a lot of oomph here. Fortunately, chat, that's just enough oomph to get. Oh, it's not. Let's go. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, very weird deck. Let me take those. Okay, we got a Patriot deck. A Limbo game. We always got to remember we have Storm for Limbo, so we can make some action happen with Limbo. End of pool 2 and stuck at 95 range for 4 days now. Hit 99, then slid back 94. That hurts. Just keep working. Try and at the end of every single game, try and say, hey, what could I have done better? You know, is there something that I could have done there that I maybe overlooked? A lot of things like that. We'll help you get better at this game. It's gonna be a tough game to win. We're just gonna slam the Iron Man down middle. Thanks so much for the follow, by the way. Like the best fire notification, all twitch.tv. Everyone in chat says thank you. We locked down an Iron Man here. No matter what kind of psycho stuff they do, we could still get a dub. And then we could slam the Professor X down on the Jessica Jones if they don't get more cards over there. I feel like Destroyer decks are kind of easy to play around. Yeah, I think it's fair. Pool 2 and I see him unable to move more than 72. Just takes time, you know.
I am Iron Man.
There's a lot of power middle. There's a lot of power middle. I'm gonna lock down the right side. Just get an extra 2 power there, just like as a joke. This is a Patriot that they're dropping down the right. This will feel really good. Just hard slammed an Onslaught down right. Maybe they're trying to Onslaught into Patriot other things. Very nice. Yeah, the Professor X can do a lot of really mean things down to our opponents. So always start thinking about things like utilizing this Professor X in the right spot. It makes this deck so good. Make sure to subscribe. Watch that one too.